Fanny expressed a few emotions, and Helen interpolated a few sensible remarks, but the bulk of the talk on the girls' side naturally fell to Miss Winchelsea. Before they reached Rome, this young man was tacitly of their party. They did not know his name nor what he was, but it seemed he taught, and Miss Winchelsea had a shrewd idea he was an extension lecturer. At any rate, he was something of that sort, something gentlemanly and refined without being opulent and impossible. She tried once or twice to ascertain whether he came from Oxford or Cambridge, but he missed her timid importunities. She tried to get him to make remarks about those places to see if he would say "come up" to them instead of "go down." She knew that was how you told a varsity man. He used the word varsity and not university in quite the proper way. They saw as much of Mr. Ruskin's Florence as the brief time permitted. He met them in the Pitti Gallery and went around with them, chatting brightly and evidently very grateful for their recognition. He knew a great deal about art, and all four enjoyed the morning immensely. It was fine to go around recognizing old favorites and finding new beauties, especially while so many people fumbled helplessly with Baedeker. Nor was he a bit of a prig, Miss Winchelsea said, and indeed she detested prigs. He had a distinct undertone of humour and was funny, for example, without being vulgar, at the expense of the quaint work of Beato Angelico. He had a grave seriousness beneath it all, and was quick to seize the moral lessons of the pictures. Fanny went softly among these masterpieces. She admitted she knew so little about them, and she confessed that to her they were all beautiful. Fanny's beautiful inclined to be a little monotonous, Miss Winchelsea thought. She had been quite glad when the last sunny Alp had vanished, because of the staccato of Fanny's admiration. Helen said little, but Miss Winchelsea had found her a little wanting on the aesthetic side of the old days, and was not surprised. Sometimes she laughed at the young man's hesitating, delicate little jests, and sometimes she didn't, and sometimes she seemed quite lost to the art about them, in the contemplation of the dresses of the other visitors. At Rome, the young man was with them intermittently. A rather touristy friend of his took him away at times. He complained comically to Miss Winchelsea,
"I have only 2 short weeks in Rome, and my friend Leonard wants to spend a whole day at Tivoli, looking at a waterfall."
What is your friend Leonard?
"He's the most enthusiastic pedestrian I ever met."
the young man replied, amusingly, but a little unsatisfactorily, Miss Winchelsea thought. They had some glorious times, and Fanny could not think they would have done without him. Miss Winchelsea's interest and Fanny's enormous capacity for admiration were insatiable. They never flagged through pictures and sculpture galleries, immense crowded churches, ruins and museums, Judas trees and prickly pears, wine carts and palaces. They admired their way unflinchingly. They never saw a stone pine or a eucalyptus, but they named and admired it. They never glimpsed Soracte, but they exclaimed. Their common ways were made wonderful by imaginative play. Here Caesar may have walked, they would say. Raphael may have been Soracte from this very point. They happened upon the tomb of Bibulus.
"Old Bibulus,"
said the young man.
The oldest monument of Republican Rome.
Said Miss Winchelsea.
"I'm dreadfully stupid. But who was Bibulus?"
Said Fanny.